back today with another epic extra. Love it. We're going to be talking about...
That's why you want to do the introduction, so you could do that?
Yeah. We're going to be talking about the Game of Thrones premiere and second episode. So do expect some spoilers if you haven't seen it yet, because we're just going to...
We're just going to talk. Whatever comes
pull back
out.
the curtain and see what happens. See what's under there. Curtain? The curtain of Ned's head's under there. That's what
it is. That's actually on a pike on the castle wall.
So, I guess you want to start? What it is?
Yeah. Love this TV series. The first season was great. I attempted to get into the books, couldn't do it. So I read. I'm about this far into the second book for the first 2 episodes. So it is really cool seeing the things that you read put onto the screen. I love that with movies now. I love that in general. But just to be honest, I can't read the books. It's just way too much description for someone's breastplate or the horse or just something stupid. Like, we have friends that love the books. It's just not my... Yeah, I mean, they're incredibly popular.
They're dense, though.
The writer is a sick person. I really believe that he has a couple things wrong with him in the head. But it makes for good TV. Screw reading. We can just watch the picture shows, as I like to call them. It's great. Second season, the war is on. Winter is still coming. They had a nice, pretty long summer. So now there's all the different kings that are battling.
They're clashing, really. I mean, I think that's what they're doing.
I think it might be it.
It might be happening.
It might be happening. It's great. It is truly an epic TV show, and it's done right. The
production value is awesome. That's why I love it.
Exactly. Very true. And it's fantasy.
Immersive. Like, you're watching it and you feel like that's real. You feel it's a real place, real people.
And I think it's fantasy that's tricking people into it being fantasy.
It's just a little
fantasy. I could imagine some of our friends being like, "Oh, is this real? Like, oh, dragons, are they like dinosaurs?" You know who you are, by the way, if you're watching, Katie. But it's great. Great acting across. So what's your feelings on the second season, the start of the second season?
I love it, and getting back into it, hearing the theme again, I was like, oh yeah, this is a good show.
I skipped the theme. I literally I hate the opening.
And now they have all the new places.
Yeah, it is cool how they add that.
But yeah, I thought it was good. The first episode was awesome. It was kind of like a catch-up episode to see what was going on. Seeing where people were scattered across, everywhere from the end of the finale from last season. Loved the ending where they go and kill all the bastards, because that just shows how...
Watch your language, but...
Well, no, that shows how crazy this king is. He's nuts, which is awesome because anything can happen.
And he's a child himself.
Yeah,
I mean...
but the second episode was kind of I was all ready. I was on board for the train to go, and then it just
a lot of stuff on the Night's Watch, with up in them going out with the wildlings and with that one really creepy guy who marries his daughters, which again the writer is really screwed up.
And then has kids and then marries those.
And leaves the sons out in the woods or something. So,
the second episode is kind of, for me, just a flatline episode. Not a lot happened. Kind of boring-ish. A lot of sex going on, which I'm usually all for. But there was a lot of sex and a lot of incestual sex, too. With, Greyjoy or whatever. With, feeling
that was
sister.
awkward.
And he's oh, shit, that's my sister.
Yeah.
That's weird.
She and then stopped them.
Yeah, she, was all about it. That's what was the most effed up part. Yeah.
And then she's like, "Oh, this is a story I'm gonna tell my grandkids."
Yeah,
really?
I would never speak of that again. But I don't know. I want something cool to happen. We'll see. I don't know. I love it. But
I completely see. But again, the first episode was great. Right. In comparison, Peter Dinklage.
Oh,
freaking awesome! Every time he's on the screen, and
the way they write
is that character.
The way they write him, I don't know if it's the way what it is, but the way
it's very similar to the book.
Because the way he just parses his when he talks,
when
he's just
speaks,
it's just so
he's more intelligent than the others. And
which they speak of that. He's my powers I read books. I think in the first season he said I sharpen my mind by reading books, whereas you would sharpen your sword.
Yeah, and also he says, you take what is your biggest fault and make it your own to Jon Snow. He's like,
Yeah.
you are a bastard. Don't take offense to me calling you a bastard.
Right.
You are a bastard. Like he kept saying it because you have to take the power away from the people that are going to try to use it against him. He understands he's a dwarf, and he understands, like, you know, he killed his mom, you know, by being born. He understands that there's the hatred of his family for that. He's now just getting the recognition of his father because the father has to send him to
Clean
get
up the
Joffrey
mess.
in line. And like the class division's great in the show, like how they don't even care. Like winter's coming, she's like, oh, we'll let like half the, you know, citizens die. You know, just
Crazy.
the characters are so rich in history, and I know it's a shame that I can't get in the books because I know that it's so much richer in the books with it.
I wish.
But it's great. It really is just a good, enjoyable TV show. Not something you could pick up in the second season, even though they did recap it. You have to watch the first season, you know, just to see where this war is starting. I mean, we haven't even seen the one brother, Remley? The one Baratheon?
I think you saw him, like, for once in
Did you?
the first episode, but
because like it's going on in Stannis and the Red Witch, Scarlet Witch. Sorry, forget exactly what it is.
She got it at the end of that episode.
Yeah, but like in the book, I think she's supposed to be like grotesque.
Oh, really?
And stuff, and like have like a mustache
she's
and all.
kinda
But
hot,
she's
but-
I mean I think they just added that. Thank you, HBO. But it's good. I mean, it's definitely worth checking out. But like, definitely watch the first season. Attempt to read the books. If you're a Tolkien fan, I'm sure you're gonna enjoy the writing because the guy's George R.R. Martin. He's described as the
Well, I
American
think if people
Tolkien.
were watching this, they probably did already see it.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Because we're spoiling it. If you didn't, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
oh,
I really am.
you should have stopped a long time ago.
Yeah, it's good. I have hope, but I think it's kind of like the finale of last season was such like a climax. Like, okay, let's go get crazy, and then now it's like a little just chill. Like,
But
pull your
kind of
heels,
like with
pull your
that,
heels a little
like
bit.
on most TV series,
Right,
it's not like
obviously,
like boom, 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 boom. You know, they have to. This was a kind of setup episode.
Yeah.
For some things, I mean, because the S is gonna hit the F.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I don't even know what's gonna happen, but I mean, I know he's very fond of killing off main characters.
Yeah, I want Joffrey to get like messed up.
Want him to suffer the most horrific death that there is possible, imaginable, even though, you know, he's kind of messed up because his mom's already sleeping with her brother, and it's really weird. And I mean, it does do a good job of making you like a person, but they're flawed. And like, I don't like the Lannisters, but I friggin' love Tyrion. I think he's
he's great. He's great.
And, you know, fair.
I think he's gonna end up being like good-ish because he sort of seems to have like his head on correctly. Like he knows what like.
And I think you described that well, good-ish, because there is no good, there
Right.
is no bad. You know, even
Everybody
with Cersei, she loves her son and wants to protect him.
Right.
And you know, they all have,
knows,
even if it's
son of a bitch,
an ounce of redeeming quality. Maybe not Joffrey. I don't see any truly redeeming qualities in him yet.
I don't think. Yeah.
Yeah, but like most characters have, even like Ned Stark back in the first season, he was so moral that it got annoying at times.
Oh, and that's what killed him.
And that's what killed him. If he would have played the game a little bit, the game of Thrones,
maybe he would have been able to clash with kings.
Yeah, or other titles. But like, you know, definitely check it out.
And Feast with Crows.
Yeah.
Dance with Dragons.
Doesn't
too.
sound. Yeah, that could be fun depending on what the dance is.
As long as
but,
they don't breathe on me.
Yeah, but and like adding the dragons in, you know, that's so cool. Like, you know, it is
awesome.
Definitely.
I think it's gonna be good. It's just it was kind of like let down with the second episode being a little stale, but we'll get going. So the message is: do not have sex with your relatives. I think
it's something.
It's a good thing to take away from this show.
Yeah,
for sure.
Definitely.
It's definitely a no-no. So don't be doing that because you'll have a bastard son like Joffrey.
Yeah.
Not cool.
Not cool at all.
So
but
check out Game of Thrones.
Keep watching. Let us know your thoughts.
Sundays on HBO. Comment on this thread or
what do you
below,
think?
let you know.
You know, if you read, don't spoil it for us.
Yeah.
But you know, keep watching.
Love it.